up for Ed Ray. That's a bro. Is this thing working? Good? Yeah. All right. First of all, how's your afternoon? Good. All right. So the guys at CNC wanted to be a little funny, and they gave me the hardest speaking spot because right after lunch, we all got food comas. So I will make sure not to let you rest. So we're going to get into some serious theories, some serious concepts, and then we're going to be able to implement it within the next hour or so. You're going to walk away with your very own ad that is designed to go viral. Bold claim. Bold fucking claim. I used to be the Facebook compliance guy telling you what you can or can't say on Facebook to not get banned. So when I say something, I mean it. And you'll be able to walk away from this presentation with an ad that you've written in under 30 minutes. Who here has spent 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, a fucking hour writing a post, writing an ad? You stare at that blinking cursor. What am I going to write about? You know, like I'm supposed to be the high ticket person who's selling coaching or in whatever realm, but I can't even sit down and write a post about it. We're going to fix all that today. Are my slides good to go? There we go. Okay. Discover the viral ad framework that floods your Facebook group full of highly qualified, ready-to-buy leads so you can drastically lower your cost per lead, drastically increase your click-through rate, and get more qualified leads. So, are we? There we go, working too well. So, I'm going to break the ice because you guys probably see each other around here. You guys are, you know, late 20s, mid 30s, later and whatever else. I'm 21 years old. In the past 3 years, I've generated $12.3 million in sales for my clients and counting every single day. I've written one webinar funnel that's generated $4 million and counting. I've written and consulted for household names, like Justin mentioned, like Clients and Community. Traffic and Funnels, Dan Locke, worked for him for 2.5 years to become head copywriter. Craig Ballantyne, Russ Ruffino, all 7-figure brands. And what I'm going to show you today is not just, oh, this won't work for my industry, because this is based on principle, not tactic. So this will work in every single one of your businesses. Because literally, I've sold everything from fucking peanut butter from a small manufacturer in Malaysia to Christian Bible summaries, by the way, I'm Jewish, and to green supplements for a 9-figure powerhouse, V-Shred. So this framework works for every single niche, every single industry, every single vertical, anything you could ever want to sell on Facebook, this works. As a bonus, this framework also works incredibly well to write posts. So your posting problem will be solved for good. So these are the fastest, easiest, yet highest converting ads you'll ever write. Guaranteed. Prospects are more skeptical than ever. We all know that. Who's experienced that? What's the difference between you and your competitor? And by the way, this is going to be an engaging talk. I'm going to ask you questions, and I expect you to reciprocate, because I'm up here doing my best, and for you to get the most out of it, you have to be engaged. This isn't some high school class where I'm talking at you and you go, oh, fuck, oh, this guy's so boring. No, we're going to engage. We're going to have fun. We're going to make jokes.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I love Angie from the first row. Thank you, Arvin and Alexis. So these ads are infused with credibility from the get-go. So, and we'll talk about how that works in a little bit. So it also gets you more eyeballs and qualified leads because these people share your ads at no extra cost to you. So imagine someone is reading your ad, your perfect prospect, someone who has the highest likelihood to buy from you, engage in your group, and book a call. Who wants some more of those? Yeah. Okay, we'll try that again. Who wants some more of those? Yeah. There we go. Okay, thank you. See, this is the engagement I'm talking about. So, if you get more of these people in your business, you can't help but increase your closing rate, make your setters more money, impact more people. Not only that, you make more money for yourself. You can pay for your family's vacations. You can take your kids on vacation. You can pay for parents' medical bills as they get older. You can really be the provider, the protector for the people you care about the most while living an incredible lifestyle and having the impact that you can feel proud of. Because let's be real, we've all worked some shitty job. We were like, fuck, I'm meant for more than this. I'm meant for more than just some shitty job, you know, being a cashier or pushing some buttons on a laptop and, you know, just making my boss rich. This gives you the impact that you know that you want in the world. And the more sales you can make, the more that you can pay your team and change their lives. Not just your clients, not just yourselves, but your teams. So don't you owe it to yourselves and your teams to make as much fucking money as possible? Yeah! One more time. Yeah! Thank you. Okay. So you also get the opportunity to present your expertise. All right? So these ads, you guys are experts at what you do. You guys are fantastic at changing people's lives. So in these ads, we're going to give them just a taste of that. Not too much so they can go away and try and do their own thing. Because honestly, if people try and go and do their own thing based on the information you give them, it's easier for them to mess up, right? Let's be real. We've given advice to a friend or family member on how to do something, and we've been pretty tactical. Yeah, you do this, you do this, you do this, and then they go and do it, and then they fail. So isn't that doing your people a disservice by giving them too much? You want to give them just enough, just a sample. It's like when you go to Subway or, I mean, I'm from Canada. We don't have this there. But you guys love to give away your samples here. When you go to restaurants, the malls, hey, try this little thing. It's not meant to satisfy them fully. It's not meant to satisfy their appetite. It's supposed to get them hungrier and show them that, oh, wow, I want to eat here. AKA, I want to buy your coaching program. I want to join your group, whatever that happens to look like. So when you can provide that sample, that value, don't you want to share that with others? Say, oh, wow, I went to the mall the other day, and by the way, I've never been to Chick-fil-A before. Let's suppose they give out samples. Oh, man, Chick-fil-A, they got the best samples. Man, you got to go try it. When people see these ads of yours, they're going to say, hey, this person knows what they're talking about, and they solve the problem that we have both been experiencing. And they will share these ads on their timelines on Facebook. So you get more qualified eyeballs, and it's an indirect endorsement for your product, services, and coaching. Because, okay, if you're on Facebook and you see one of your friends share something, you go, oh, they're sharing this, so they like it, maybe I'll like it too. So you already are breaking down barriers. You're already getting past the why should I listen to you, because you're getting endorsements from your perfect prospect to other perfect prospects who just happen to be their friends. How cool is that? I've never heard anybody teach this before in any other way than I have. And if you're in scale and you've watched my hyper-compliant viral ad framework, this is new, it's updated, and way sexier if you ask me. So this also, as a bonus, for you guys, this framework is designed to bypass compliance issues. So less chance of your shit getting shut down, less chance of Facebook disabling your accounts, less chances of any real issues. That's not to say that that will never happen, because Facebook is a beast and there's a lot of different variables. However, copy side, this will reduce the chances. So I will give you the framework straight up, very simple to the point. The self-identifying pattern interrupt, implied credibility, viral content, and a value-driven call to action. That's it. 4 simple steps. Does it look simple? Because it is. And we're going to go into depth on each little piece, give you some examples, and then show you what it looks like all together, and then we're going to write an ad together. Who's ready for that? Woo! Good. All right. I'm liking the engagement, but next time I ask for something, I'm gonna need some more engagement from you guys. I think you guys are still sleeping on me. So the self-identifying pattern interrupt. So this is the beginning of your Facebook ad. It's 1 sentence to a few sentences. It should be short and punchy and intriguing. And it's designed to get people to subconsciously raise their hand. It's also meant to draw the line in their sand and qualify people who have the problem that you're going to solve, while disqualifying people who don't, so you don't get nearly as many tire kickers. So because on Facebook, you pay for the clicks, you pay for everything else. With this, it disqualifies the people who aren't going to click anyway. So you will actually see a decrease in cost per lead because you're not spending money on unqualified clicks. So here's what it looks like. There's nothing worse than being stuck in a dead-end physical therapy job, right? That draws the line in the sand. It's very clear and to the point. And if you're not in a physical therapy job, and if you don't feel like yours is dead end, you're not going to click. Very simple. So it gets people to subconsciously raise their hand and go, that's me. I resonate with that. The other one is keto never worked for me. So if you're somebody who's on a weight loss diet and or you're teaching weight loss and your audience, they've tried keto before, and let's say you are really against keto, that's kind of your thing. You're like, fuck keto, go vegan for whatever reason. That will be your angle, right? So all the people who go, yeah, I tried keto, but it never worked for me, they will resonate with this. And you don't have to do the whole, stab them and twist the knife and all that shit to get this point across. The last one, for example, is what does it take to create generational wealth? Somebody who does not want that will not think about it. They'll not click. They won't even, they'll read it and be like, yeah, next one. So that's what we want. Is this making sense so far?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Implied credibility. So this is the next part. So maybe 1 to 3 sentences of the self-identifying pattern interrupt. And now we have the implied credibility. Because let's be real, we've seen all the ads on Facebook. How many times have you guys scrolled and then you see how to get high ticket clients, how to get high ticket clients, how to get high ticket clients. This is how you separate yourself. For all of you asking, oh man, I'm in such a jaded market. I'm in such a crowded market. I'm in such a sophisticated market. Everybody's seen everything. How do you stand out? Credibility. You show people what you've done. You're not just a talker. You didn't just, make a ClickFunnels account and start saying you're a high ticket coach. You didn't just make 10K one month and now I train people how to make 7-figure businesses. Come on, at least learn to spell 7 figures. So this is a few sentences. It's just who you are. It's your credentials and why people should listen. And so for those of you who haven't had, you don't feel like you've generated a lot of results for people, don't worry. There's lots of ways to get around that. Or if you've only generated results for yourself, there's a way to get around that too. So if you have only generated for a few people, and we'll get to examples in a second, you could say something like, using my process, I've been able to help someone like, Michael lose the weight that his wife has been giving him shit about for the past 20 years, and now the marriage is better than ever. That's an example, right? Just 2 or 3 of those, just little specific examples. You don't have to have hundreds of people under your belt, but if you can specifically talk about 2 or 3 people without revealing too much of their identities and shit, you're doing good, right? And then what about if you are, you're beginner, you haven't actually landed a client yet? What do? Well, you say, hey, I've been able to do XYZ for myself. And while that is the least potent of the 3, it's still better than not talking about it at all. Funny story, actually. So me and my girlfriend, Hannah, were in the Uber yesterday, and this dude had a little picture of him on the front, on the dashboard. It was him, 250 pounds, and then him now. So I was like, that's interesting. He said, yeah, I lost 60 pounds in I think he said, what did he say, 90 days? 30 days? Something like that. So you go, wow, okay, this person can do this result for themselves. I wonder if they can do it for me too. And so he actually does Uber to get clients, but the way that he does that is by showing the results he's gotten for himself. Now, unfortunately, the dude was not selling high ticket. He was selling some MLM bullshit. So we had to have a talk with him because Hannah helps fitness people grow their businesses. So, so he got reverse lead gen. It's all about money, people. Just kidding. And impact too, All right, calm down, heart center coaches. I'm kidding. I'm definitely one too. I mean, I know you guys could hopefully tell, like, I really care about people and I care about you guys. I want what's best for you, but I also want to make some money. So, why should people listen to you? We've covered a lot of people you can help that you've helped get the result, or just a few examples, or just yourself, right? So here's an example. And this is still sticking with the physical therapy one, because one of my clients is a physical therapist. He helps people start online physical therapy businesses. And if there's one thing I've learned about after helping hundreds of healthcare professionals quit their 9-to-5, look at that. Hundreds of healthcare professionals quit their 9-to-5. That's so interesting. Because if you look at how that is phrased, you're implying credibility because you've helped hundreds of people do it. So it's not just some Joe Schmo who decided to rent a Lambo for 20 bucks. You have helped hundreds of people do this. That's implied credibility. This is what we're talking about here. Quit their 9-to-5 and trade in that for freedom, fun, impact, and passion, right? Or however you want to phrase that. It's that, and we'll get to the viral content section in a second. But do you see how this is implied credibility? We're not saying, I've been featured on Forbes and this and that, and we all know you paid for it. That's the truth. But that's us. If your market is less sophisticated, if it's more business to consumer instead of business to business, you can get away with it more. Especially if your audience really likes accolades and stuff, and that's a big shiny thing. But this is a very indirect way of doing it. And the good news is you don't have to have changed 1,000 lives. You can just do a few hundred, just 10. Doesn't really matter. So here's viral content. So by the way, is this making sense? Yeah. Hands up, hands up. Okay, if I don't see someone's hands up, I will assume that they do not know what the hell I'm talking about. Okay, hands please. Thank you. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I still saw some people who had their hands down, but I'm assuming they're just playing Flappy Bird. So this is the time to show off your expertise. This is where you demonstrate your understanding of how to solve your prospect's problem by giving them the first step, the first couple steps, and we'll talk about exactly how to do that. But the point here is that we've done the copy stuff. We've done the heavy lifting already within these first two steps of getting their attention with the self-identifying pattern interrupt and establishing our implied credibility. We've done the copywriting stuff. Wow, look at that, easy. And then now we go into a little bit of the teaching mode, because if you guys are, experts, you guys are coaches, you guys probably enjoy teaching just as much as I do, if not more. And so this is going to be the bulk of your ad copy. So you don't need to have any fandangled tricks. And while they can really help, if you're not confident in your ability to write ads, this is the easiest way to do it, because you're just getting their attention with a self-identifying pattern interrupt. You're implying credibility, and then you're teaching, and then a quick call to action. That's it, if they want to learn more. So the important thing, which we have briefly covered already, is the teach the what, not the how. Again, you tell your friend, hey, here's how I lost weight, here's how you can do it too. If you tell them too much, they're gonna just say, okay, cool, I got it now. And then what happens? They don't do shit. So you wanna give them a sample, not the whole meal. You wanna whet their appetite, not satisfy it. Because otherwise, they'll think, okay, cool, now I can go do this on my own, and then they get off your ad, and then they go do something else. And they go back to scrolling. So you gotta give them the sample, and make them want more so that they click. Is this making sense?
Yes.
Excellent. So here are the two archetypes. Look at that, simple, 2 lines. It's the one thing or the 3 things / 3 steps. So you've gotten their attention with a self-identifying pattern interrupt. You have implied your credibility, and now you can say, so we're gonna go back to our last example, and if there's one thing I've learned after helping hundreds of healthcare professionals quit their 9-to-5s, it's that, ... And then here's where you go into your teaching portion, your viral ad content. And this is the bulk of the ad that gets shared. This is the most important part, aside from your pattern interrupt, because you got to get people's attention. This is why people share, especially in more sophisticated audiences and people who have seen and heard it all before. If you can give them just a touch of value or change the way that they look at something, they will never forget you. I don't know about you guys, but I've seen some ads that taught a little bit, which goes against regular marketing for the most part. And I was like, I still remember these guys, even today. So now here's the fun part. I call this the Morpheus trick. So when you put a splinter in your audience's mind about their problem and then show that you can help them solve it, it's like a splinter in their mind. Because think about this, right? So remember the first self-identifying pattern interrupt was like how to quit your job, do you feel like you're in a dead-end job, right? So now imagine this. Someone reads your whole ad, they get value from it, and then they go away. What's going to happen the next time they think about their dead-end job? They're going to think about you. I call it the Morpheus trick. Because there's a scene where it's like there's like a splinter in your mind and it grows every single day. That's basically what it is. So really what you're doing, which I was talking to David and Elle earlier, this is the Jedi mind fuckery I was telling you about, where you put that splinter in their mind and it grows every single day. And because they interacted with your ad, as long as you're doing good media buying, they will come back and see your ads again. And you better bet your sweet ass they're clicking next time. Or buying, or joining the group, whatever it is. This is not what most copywriters will tell you. They'll go, problem, agitate, solution. And that's very helpful. That's great. And we talked about it on speaking on Thursday. But this level of intricacy, this level of psychology is not really covered. And that kind of hurts because I like it a lot. And fuck, it makes money too. So, by the way, before we continue, is that making sense so far?
Yes.
Who likes the Morpheus trick?
I do.
All right, awesome. Good stuff. I'm trying my best to keep you guys awake. I'm really fighting against your lunch. So, if there's one thing I've learned after helping hundreds of healthcare professionals quit their 9-to-5s, it's that, right? So here's the one thing example. I've written 2 examples for you. There's one rule every healthcare professional needs to follow in order to replace their full-time income without burning themselves out again. Because right now they're in a regular job, but they're burning out. It's the rule of value creation, right? So we're giving them some value, right? What would be easier, working with 100 clients at $100 or 5 clients at $2,000? The weird thing is, it takes the same amount of effort to sell a $100 client as it does a $2,000 one. I mean, you guys know that. C, money is just a byproduct of value creation. So the more value you can give, the bigger problem you can solve for your patient, the more happy they are to pay you. If you're somebody who's in a job, you've never heard of any of this online stuff before, and you read that, your mind will be changed. I guarantee it. Because a mind once expanded never contracts. I'll say that again. A mind once expanded never contracts. And this is where the Morpheus trick comes into play. Because they're going to look at that, and then they're going to think, fuck, $2,000 for one client? I could work with one client, 5 hours a week maybe, and make $2,000? I'll work 60 hours a week and make $1,500 a month. That's the Morpheus trick. They'll come back, they'll see your ad again, and you better bet they're going to click. So here's the other option. The 3 things or 3 steps. And by the way, do you see how we're not teaching the how? Like, here's how to get that client, and here's all. No, we're not doing that. That's bogging them down with too much details. They can get the how when they pay you some money. So 3 things or 3 steps. So there's just 3 simple steps to making a full-time income online. By the way, this is not necessarily compliant because this is mostly an email that I wrote. So again, this works for emails, Facebook ads, and posts. But here's an example. You'll see there's one thing that if I've learned after helping hundreds of healthcare professionals quit their 9-to-5s, it's that there's just 3 simple steps to making a full-time online income by working with patients you absolutely love. Because right now they're not working with people they love. So step 1, choose who you want to serve. Step 2, find out where they're hanging out. Step 3, have an offer they can't refuse. Is that simple? Do you guys think you can write that in an ad? Like, I know that a lot of you have told me confidentially that, in confidence, that you don't feel confident in your ability to write ads, your ability to write copy. And that's totally normal. This should take away some of that. Because you're just teaching. And you guys can do that naturally. You do it every day. You show up to your group calls, you teach in your lives. This is just that. But it's just a sample, it's just a segment of that. So are you guys starting to see now how you can very quickly and easily write a great ad? Just because the bulk of it is teaching. Awesome. Okay. So then we have the value-driven call to action, which is just a few lines. So basically, you just suggest that if they want more or they like what you have, like what you've got, to check out your group, your guide, your webinar, whatever next step you want them to take. So for example, want more ways to grow your business? Check out our Facebook group. That will give you the support and resources to help you, blah, 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 blah. And then you just go into your call to action about how great your group is. The next step is, right, so let's say the next step for physical therapists would be, the next step is, creating that irresistible offer. Well, if you want our help, we've got a great Facebook group for you, right? Or just check out our free Facebook group guide to get more ways to, or Facebook guide to get more ways to whatever, whatever the desired result is. Is that simple? Yeah. Okay. So for those of you who are a little cautious about writing posts, writing ads, how many of you feel more confident that you can do this? It's okay, don't be shy. Okay, good. I like that. Good. So let's put it all together. Here is a real example of an email that I wrote for my client. Pulled in a lot of sales, and it follows the viral ad framework. Again, it's an email, but it can be completely applied to Facebook or to even YouTube ads. Also works too. So here we go. It might be a bit hard to read, so I'll make sure to read out for you. There's nothing worse than being stuck in a dead-end physical therapy job. The long hours, doing notes every night before bed when you should be spending time with your family. So for context, the doing notes means like they have to track all their clients' progress. Like, oh, Jimmy has a broken elbow and he's got this thing and that thing, and it just takes a lot of time. And not getting the impact on the world you were promised when you got into this field in the first place. It's no wonder physical therapists all over the world are burning out. So that's your self-identifying pattern interrupt. If you're not a physical therapist, if you're not burning out, and you don't hate your job, you're not reading the rest of this. So then we go into the implied credibility, which you guys have seen this. And if there's one thing I've learned after helping hundreds of clinicians quit their 9-to-5s and trade that in for making a good income from anywhere in the world while working with the patients they love, there's your implied credibility, right? Because hundreds of people you've helped. And then here we go into the viral content section, is that there's 3 simple steps to do it. Step 1, choose who you want to serve. And then we just expand a bit on it. There's nothing like working with people you absolutely love. When you do, time flies, and you finally feel proud of the impact you get to make on the world. By the way, for those of you in Scale who were here on Thursday, what was that? Subconscious status trigger. Step 2, find out where they're hanging out. Once you choose who to work with, now you need a way to get in front of them. Oh, sorry, my bad. Thank you. I'll read it over again. There's nothing like working with people you absolutely love. When you do, time flies, and you finally feel proud of the impact you get to make on the world. Step 2, find out where they're hanging out. Once you choose who to work with, now you need a way to get in front of them. You can't market your services if your perfect patient doesn't know you exist. This could be Facebook groups, websites, forums, blogs, in-person events, or even at the gym, right? We're not giving them the how. We're not saying, go to this Facebook group, say this, say that, do this, do that. We're just saying, hey, your person could be at all these different places. So we're opening their mind to the opportunity, but we're not telling them how to do it. And then step 3, make an offer they can't refuse. There's no sense in burning yourself out like your job does to you. So when someone says that to you, that's again the Morpheus trick, because you're giving them hope and you're saying it doesn't have to be this way. And as soon as they realize it doesn't have to be this way, well, they're going to think about you next time it is that way. That's why we tell all our clients to work with high margin patients. So again, they're not familiar with the word high ticket. They will kind of understand high margin. Oh, it's high price for low overhead, right? I would have even included more about that. It's much more impactful to get to work with 5 clients at $2,000 and 100 clients at $100 because you get to dedicate lots of time to getting great results for just a few patients you love. And which way sounds easier? And the great news is if you can craft an offer that sells itself, which will help you do, future pacing, you don't have to be good at sales and marketing at all. And this is overcoming objections. Now, this is a bit more advanced, but are you guys starting to see that you're just teaching? You're not trying to do some persuasion shit. Leave that to me. It's simple. It's simple. In fact, it's better to have 0 experience because then you won't have any bad habits we need to fix.
That's awesome. That's so good.
Thank you. So, maybe, hey, CNC guys, maybe you'll have to do a training on how to subtly handle objections in your content. So by the time they get on the phone call, they're ready to go. Objections been handled. They got no bullshit, no qualms. Give me the price. You guys want that?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll make a note of that. They didn't know I was going to do that. So here's the value-driven call to action, right? But how do you implement all these 3 steps into reality and make your dream practice come true so you can quit your job ASAP? That sounds pretty simple. It's basically, hey, so how do you actually implement these and do what you want to do and get the result you want? This in weight loss, it could be, well, so here are the 3 steps to lose weight. So now how do you actually implement these 3 steps? Right? We want to induce a little bit of doubt. Because if they could do it on their own, they would try and probably fail. Let's be real. Right? That's why people hire coaches. You could be a fitness, you could say you're a fitness person, but until you hire a personal trainer, the results just aren't the same. So we've got a free Facebook group for physical therapists that show them how to launch their own online practice in 90 days or less. Is that simple? Is that quick? Is that easy? Click here to join our free Facebook group now. Now that is an ad that would do well. Can you guys see yourself writing an ad just like this?
Yes.
Are you starting to see how it's easy, how it's simple, and how it's profitable?
Yes.
So now you understand that it's really, really quick to write. You don't have to be an expert copywriter. In fact, it's better if you're not, because you can relate more to people. So again, you don't have to be a good copywriter, because then I don't have any bad habits to fix. Because people relate to people. So, and I'll give you, I don't know if I should say this, but I will. When you read an ad from someone who knows copywriting, you can tell. You go, something smells off about this. It's like it's too slick. And then it just doesn't feel genuine. You can tell that they're really doing the manipulative shit. Not to say that copywriting is manipulative, but the way that a lot of people do it is. So when you can be real, you can teach the way that you want to teach, and you use your raw, real language like you're texting or talking to your best friend, people resonate with that more. So now it's your turn. And I've made this so easy for you. We got 27 minutes left. We're going to write a viral ad. So here's the first step. I've literally created 3 different introductions for your ad you can use right now. Actually, I've made 6. There'll be 3 more on the next slide. So I highly recommend you take a photo of this, because we're going to be moving quickly through these next 5-6 slides, and then we'll get down to business. To defeat the Huns. Okay, cool. Disney fans, yeah! I love Moana, best movie ever. Okay, I'm going to switch the slide in 3. Oh, okay. Hey, man, she's been playing Flappy Bird. All right, cool, good, awesome, fantastic. All right, and if you didn't get it, just your neighbor probably got it. And here's number 2. Looking for a better way to, achieve desired outcome. One of the hardest parts about achieving desired outcome is all the stuff they hate doing. Or also, most people go about trying to achieve desired result all wrong. These are very easy ways to just cut to the chase. Okay, change the slide in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, cool. Implicit credibility swipes. So I'm going to give 3 of these. There's literally no reason why you guys can't write an ad super fast. And if there's one thing I've learned after helping others achieve desired result, it's that the key to getting that result is whatever your point is you want to make, right? And since being able to achieve desired result, I've realized that, right? So this is like, since I've been able to do it for myself, again, for people who have not had tons of clients yet, or if I had to go back in time and do it all over again after being able to do X, Y, Z, again, implied credibility, very sneaky shit. Here's what I wish I knew to get there in half the time or less, because everybody wants to save time. All right, who's starting to feel good about this?
Yeah.
Okay, good shit. And then value-driven CTA, want more ways to blank? Check out our Facebook group that will give you the support and resources to help you, expand on the benefit, right? The next step is blank, right? Which is, join the group, or the next step is, dialing in that message, or finding that perfect prospect, or, starting to make tiny shifts in your life so you can, make keto really easy or whatever it is, right? And we put a Facebook group together that will give you exactly that. Or very simply, check out our free Facebook group to get more ways to whatever the result is, right? So here is the framework once again. It's the exact same slide as before. So if you took a photo of the framework before, don't gotta do it again. It's worth it, but please have 2 photos. Include me in it too. All right, let's go. Oh, exactly, right? By the way, just so you know, unless either of you have kids or younger siblings, 21-year-olds are not like me at all. Just so you know, I've always been the black sheep. So it's very different. So not review time, that should be your turn. So your turn. So now you got 24 minutes. You've got the swipes. You've got literally the self-identifying pattern interrupt. You've got the, the implicit credibility, implied credibility. And then you guys do your expertise, do your thing, either with the one thing or the 3 things. And then you have the value-driven call to action. So we're going to workshop this right now. You all got 24 minutes. Let's get going. We got to wrap up in like 20 seconds here. But you now have the framework to go home and complete this during the break. When you go later, back to your hotel or wherever you're staying, you can complete this. If you haven't yet, don't kick yourself, because if this is the first time, 1, you're using this framework. If 2, this is your first time writing an ad without using a proper real template, you are more on track to be a good copywriter than every other coach out there who's never written an ad because using all templates. So that's not an easy task. And I looked around. I've seen a lot of your ads. I've seen a lot of what you guys are writing. Some good shit. Some good shit. I'm impressed, actually. Some tweaks here and there. But like, for people who are not professionals, you guys are doing good. Let's see here. So that's the end of my presentation today. If you guys would like, add me on Facebook. I post like 2-3 times a day on just random stuff, marketing, funny stuff that happens. I've got a handstand picture right there, so I'm half cool. Instagram, get a deeper peek into more of my personal things, like when me and my girlfriend went to Cancun for like 16 days straight, at ed.reay. That's me, and I really hope you guys enjoyed my presentation, and I look forward to hearing how your ads go for you.